You sure you're all right, Dutch?
I'm just trying to make sure that some of us survive, Arthur. Now, shall we proceed?
Dutch van der Linde is a recurring character in the Red Dead series, appearing as a central character and the secondary antagonist of Red Dead Redemption, as well as a central character in Red Dead Redemption 2. Dutch's appearance and voice appear to be partially inspired by Powers Booth's portrayal of Curly Bill Brocius in the 1993 film Tombstone. Dutch was born in 1855 to a woman of English descent named Greta and a father of Dutch ancestry somewhere near Philadelphia. His father fought for the Union in the American Civil War and died in a battle that occurred in Pennsylvania. Because of his father's death, van der Linde developed a sworn grudge against Southerners. At the age of 15, he left his home as he was a disobedient child and rarely got along with his mother, who died in 1881 and was buried in Blackwater, although Dutch only found out several years later from an uncle of his. Dutch himself is shown to be a merciless killer who justifies killing innocent people or lawmen as a way of combating the corruption of the federal government. Despite his brutal ways, Dutch is educated and, unlike many outlaws, genuinely believes he is committing these crimes for idealistic reasons rather than greed. His anti-government and pro-individualist idealism, combined with his natural charisma, attracted a following of people who had been downtrodden by the society they lived in. Several members of the gang were orphans, minorities, town drunks, former prostitutes, and other lowlifes, people who had felt they had no purpose until they joined the gang, and Dutch gave them one. This created a strong sense of unity within the gang and a great sense loyalty to Dutch. Dutch seems to carry a philosophy similar to other characters in the Red Dead Redemption saga. Dutch has an anarchistic worldview and seems to want a world that goes somewhere along the lines of a hunter-gatherer society, a world that opposes technology and governmental control, where one must fight to survive but may also live the lifestyle they choose, free from any rules and regulations, a world where men live very much like they did in the old, idealized Wild West. Dutch shows a common disgust and contempt for cultured towns like Blackwater or industrialized urban centers like Saint Denis, as these locations serve as monuments to technological and industrial progression and government-enforced order, conformity, and peace, all of which Dutch violently opposes. Van der Linde considers technological and industrial progress as methods by which the federal government can exert authority and control over the general population, especially disenfranchised groups of people such as the Native Americans and those who live in poverty. Dutch's philosophy is reactionary, desiring a return to the older ways. While the New West of the 20th century promotes clothing, technology, culture, and civilization, Dutch seems to want to move back to the Old West of the 19th century, which promotes survival, discipline, resourcefulness, and fitness by using skill and courage to overcome hardship. As the culture in the West progresses towards a modernist view that praises and rewards forced conformity, incorporation, order, and employment on a large societal scale, van der Linde would prefer people to remain civilized where they are and allow the Old West to survive in the way to which it has grown accustomed. And if the federal government will not allow him or his people to live their lives the way they wish, he will fight for his perceived right to live as he wishes. Dutch's moral and philosophical hypocrisies can be observed as early as 1899. Despite being vehemently opposed to cultural, technological, and industrial progress, Dutch benefits the most from modern inventions out of any other gang member. His clothing is often far more elegant than anything else the rest of the gang wears, apart from Molly. He plays tracks on a phonograph within his tent, and is frequently found reading at camp. The only gang member that reads more than he does is Mary Beth. Dutch himself uses a semi-automatic pistol, a prime symbol of future technology compared to the typical revolver still used by many when he is against civilization and modernization himself. He also uses an automobile to flee from Blackwater after robbing the bank, which is also a prime symbol of modern technology, compared to the horse he previously had circa 1899. It should be noted that Dutch's heavy emphasis on personal values, such as liberty, equality, cultural tolerance, and natural law aligns with Enlightenment ideas that encompass the Age of Enlightenment movement during the 18th century. Many of the models and theories proposed during this time are currents of thought that Dutch frequently uses to share his beliefs. Throughout his life, van der Linde demonstrated incredible courage, although by 1899, his fearlessness often overlapped into recklessness. Whether facing rival gang leaders, powerful men, or law enforcement, Dutch had no qualms with confronting any such opponent head-on, and in the face of imminent danger and gunfire, he often stood at the front of his gang. A testament towards how much Dutch values loyalty can be seen in his relationship with Micah. During the final days of the van der Linde gang, Micah became Dutch's most trusted consultant. Unlike Arthur, Micah never openly questioned any of Dutch's actions, no matter what they were. This resulted in Dutch trusting in Micah so much that when it was revealed that the latter was the Pinkerton spy, Dutch couldn't bring himself to believe it, even after Micah had shot and killed Susan Grimshaw in front of him. Dutch employed a highly flexible command system within the gang. At the peak of his power, Dutch displayed genuine compassion for his fellow gang members and treated them as family members in a way that made them feel appreciated. He complimented them on their resilience and ability, thanked them for their loyalty and their work, and saw to it that they were supplied, fed, and sheltered. By 1911, the once idealistic rogue had fully deteriorated into a delusional maniac and violent killer who was secretly aware that all of the horrible crimes he committed had changed nothing about the government or society. In his final moments, Dutch expressed remorse for his actions, likening himself to a monster and telling John that he couldn't stop fighting for his ideas despite the futility of it, lamenting that he was unable to fight the nature of a changing world, and simultaneously, he couldn't fight the nature of himself to stop. The Pinkertons' relentless pursuit, along with the constantly increasing pressure from civilization that the van der Linde gang faced during its final months, began to take a toll on Dutch and affect him. He became more driven by ego, money, and vengeance, beginning to outright despise anyone who questioned him. Although not confirmed, some have theorized that the concussion and head injury Dutch sustained on the trolley after a failed robbery in St. Denis might have affected his personality. This is also insinuated by Arthur, constantly questioning Dutch if he is truly okay after the injury. After Dutch's death, his lair can be explored. There is a well-stocked bookshelf and a desk with a typewriter, further emphasizing his intelligence and his paradoxical relationship with modernity.
Our time has passed, John.